fit. Right, let's have a look. So theoretically now, that one should work. Let's just have another go. Because you know we're technically sharp on this show. Look.
Let me
Technically,
check it.
bang on. Let's have a look. Come on, yeah. It must work. Yes.
It looks like we're live.
We think we're live. And only the third attempt. There you go. Should have been a clue in the hat. All right, let's have a look. Yeah, we are full on live. Ladies and gentlemen, we're live. Welcome to the fix. Show 174. 174 shows. That is actually one show less than years of age of Engin Terzi, who is one of my guests tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as is the amazing sweater-wearing lean machine, Tom Holland, who yesterday became the overall champion of the UK both arms.
It's crazy.
That's how he rolls. You will also notice that co-host, as always, Mr. Paul, the White Hawk Lynn, is in the mother fluffing house. And last but by no means least, we've just made him go widescreen for you all, is Acid G. Georgie Svetkov is in the house, looking prime, looking ready. He's just been training. You've literally just finished, haven't you?
Yeah, 30 minutes ago, we finished the workout.
Tell him who you were training with, mate.
What?
Tell him who you were training with.
Sasho and Krasi.
Sasha and Krasi.
And Krasi, as you do. So, guys, we're closing in. We're going to start things by just saying a massive congratulations to all the new British national champions, or UK and Ireland national champions from the PAA event yesterday. Looked like it was a solid show. Tom, 9 hours long.
Yeah, long day. A lot of athletes in there. A lot of long matches as well, added time on. But yeah, it was good. Really good turnout.
Now, not long ago, you were pulling in the dark card. This event, dark card 2, actually. And you got a blistering headache, meant you were struggling, couldn't complete your match. Same thing happened to one of your opponents yesterday in the overall final on the right arm, I believe.
Yeah. So me and Mindargas both got to the finals, left arm and right arm. Pulled the left arm final, had a war. And halfway through the match, he told me he's got a big headache coming on. Eventually, I got the pin after about a minute and a half. And then, yeah, he just couldn't compete on the right arm. He said his head was hurting too much. Same as me, like you said, he didn't know if he popped a vein in his head or anything. So he just left it, didn't want to risk it. Yeah,
fair enough. But congrats, Tom. Unbelievable effort there, mate. It looked like it was a hell of a show. But for you, you're weighing, what, 93 kilos now?
I weighed in at 88.4.
88.4 kilos.
Yeah. So I was probably, by the time I'd eaten and everything, like competed, and that was probably about 90 after a bit of food and drink and whatever. But I weighed in at 88.4.
And we know you're taking it all international. You never know, in a couple of years, a year's time, you may be in the US again, but you're going to go straight into the mix with the Knuckles Up show.
Yeah.
And get stuck into Jason Merlo, who Paul knows very, very well. 6th of January, yeah?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I only found out a couple of weeks ago as well. I didn't know too much about him. I've heard you mention him quite a lot. And I see there's not too much footage of him online in that. So, but everything I've seen, that he looks pretty strong. Looks like a beast.
His hand and fingers are really, really strong.
Yeah. I just watched his match as well with Nanistev. He looked pretty dominant there on the hand and wrist.
Yeah, it looked very impressive. Engin, is he a guy that you've had your eyes on, mate, Jason Merlo? For the East versus West? Is Jason Merlo a guy that you've looked at for the East versus West when you've been looking at some of the US talent?
Yeah. About a year ago, before we started the qualifications, as far as I remember.
How do you rate him, mate? Where would you put Jason right now?
I think his hand control, very, very good. Very hard to top roll him. This is what I see. maybe a little bit more horsepower
Okay.
to the pin pad. Yeah, this is what I think about him.
And what do you think? Is Tom Holland going to smash him?
I think it will be a very good match. I think that is Jason also a tall guy, Paul?
He's slightly taller than me. I'm assuming, Tom, what are you, like 6'2"?
6'2". 6'2", yeah.
Yeah, they're going. I mean, I say Jason's maybe 6'1". About I would assume Tom has advantage in lever length.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's always advantage. You know, when both guys are top roll, then you can say that, you know, the top roll, you know, the height of forearm is very important. But when there is one top roller and one hook puller, then it is more advantage for the hook puller because longer reach. You know.
Yeah.
How are you going on with looking at new guys for East versus West, Engin? Have you got a myriad of guys that you want to particularly use? Have you got guys in your sights, new guys that you're looking to bring in 2024? We've seen in 2023.
I'm planning to bring a guy for David Samusha, and if like none of you will probably guess who he is, and I'm thinking that it will be the toughest challenge of David Samusha.
From the East or from the West?
East.
Oh, yeah, I'll never know that.
Toughest challenge.
Yeah.
Hey, boys. Going to be a roly.
Ray knows who the guy is. Ray knows who the guy is, but I'm not gonna. Don't say Ray.
I missed everything. I don't know what's.
I said I'm planning to bring a guy for David Samusha that will probably be the toughest challenge for him, but don't say the name.
Is this guy close? Is this guy close to Ray?
Close to no.
Okay.
But okay, let me just say this guy just terribly beat the guys close to Ray.
Okay.
I think two of them in same event.
Ooh.
So this is going to be from the Asia Cup that's just gone on.
No.
Okay. Where the hell has that happened then? I need to play. I hate it when you're cryptic.
There was a secret tournament in China. Okay, we're supposed to not say that.
No, this guy was absolutely insane in 2018.
18.
Okay, just wait.
While you're waiting, I'm going to pay homage to Acid GT.
More clues.
Smash myself a piece of lemon. That's right, mother fluffers. Since I met Georgie, every day. I hate
nice.
Very
healthy.
Okay, this guy in 2018 won an event. The second place was Bojidar, third place was Plemen Dimitrov, fourth place was Vladislav Krasovskis, fifth place was Irakli Zirakashvili, and sixth place was Alexander Korochuk. How is this? A guy that is winning a category, the second is Bojidar, third is Plemen Dimitrov, fourth is Krasovskis, and fifth is Zirakashvili.
Who the frig is that?
No one knows. No, I'm looking at the chat, and I don't see anybody. Nobody's picking it up in the chat either.
Oh, my Orov. Another Russia. Wow.
I think he's now representing Germany, I think.
He's based in Germany.
Or Swiss. Or even Swiss.
I don't know. I look at the results, 70 kilo. His brother is Switzerland, and then 85 kilo. No, 75. His brother says Switzerland, 85 kilo. But the guy is interested. I connected through Sinazana, and soon we will directly. But Sinazana said that he's very interested. That guy, would you be surprised if he beats Samusha? Ramos?
I'll be surprised if Samusha loses in a long super match. Then I'll be surprised. But if he beats Samusha, because he's very, very good, like insanely good, right? So we'll see.
Yeah, but do you think that something like what I just showed the results is just someone extraordinary can do that, right? Like Bojidar, Bileman, and everyone, you know. Yeah.
He came in that event and he wasn't the favorite. I think Boji Plamen, and you know, no one expected him, and he just destroyed everyone. So
yeah.
Is it easier for you to find the opponents now from Eastern Europe, mate? Because do you feel like you've sort of exhausted the talent pool in the US for the guys that are the top?
I mean, but just like in lighter classes, I knew already, like we all knew that, you know, the Easterns are ahead. No disrespect, but we all knew that. Interesting thing is that now we have Tatashins, 95 kilo, Pauline, 95 kilo. Pauline already had the title. And 105 kilo Tatashins, 115 Devon, Supers Devon, you know. I think North America is doing very well. I think they are, if you ask me if the, I don't know, if the difference is getting bigger or closer, I would say that it's getting closer. North America and rest of the world, we should say, because it's not like East versus West. It's just like basically two countries versus the world, you know, if we say East versus West. So, but still, you know, I see that it's getting closer.
It's always an interesting trade-off, isn't it? Between bringing over the guys who you feel like are going to be the absolute pinnacle of in terms of level, but also you've got to balance that with really good matches. Mm-hmm. And sometimes the guys that are at the absolute pinnacle are quite isolated. It's difficult. I mean, you know, everybody wants to see Devon pull, but if Devon was to sort of completely smash everybody in the division and effectively clean out the division, then you do get you have problems, because who you're going to put him with next up, you know, and it can create problems. Obviously, there's 3 or 4 matches out there right now that are extremely interesting. Obviously, we've got one coming up with Acid.
For Devon?
Yes. But
yeah,
if
one
you
is
sort of look
him,
at the guys
and the
that are
other
there,
one is Vitaly Laletin would be a good match.
The rematch with Gennady and
Levan, yeah, Gennady, yeah, it's incredible. Yeah. Arm wrestling has never been this much fun before.
Yeah,
it's my opinion. Yeah.
Do you find, like with Samushia now, you're really struggling though, because he's effectively cleaned out that division? There's nobody else.
And Samushia came to me with a different idea. I'm sure that he told to GEORGI TSVETKOV. Sasha told you to, right?
No, we didn't.
You didn't?
No,
it's interesting that Sasha trains with you, but doesn't mention it.
Sasha doesn't talk. He doesn't like anyone.
David Samushia said that.
Sasha doesn't talk, doesn't smile.
I know he doesn't talk. Yeah.
You got to remember,
strange guy.
when he's around Georgie, he's going to be very concerned that every time he opens his mouth, Georgie's going to pop a piece of lemon in.
Neil, David Samushia wrote to me a few days ago. He said he's planning to gain weight and he wants me to set him against Sasha.
Oh, that's the match we brought up. I mean,
just imagine David Samushia being 95 kilo. I don't think it would be an easy match for Sasha.
I love that match.
Yeah,
I love that match. I think that's a great match. It's one of my favorite matches. I think it's got it all. Absolutely got it all. Love it. Love that match.
And another match is coming incredible. Pauline versus
White KOTT wants a rematch as well. We're going to tell you right now.
Paul, when were you top roll last time in your weight category? Like when you try to hook? When you try to hook?
Not often. Not often.
Not often. I don't remember. Okay, John did it, but it was because you were also trying to top roll. But the later rounds you hook, and then you really hook him. I asked John, you know, did you go inside intentionally? He said, no, he hooked me. And I remember the same thing you did with Rambet, try to go outside, lost, and then every time you go inside, you hook him. And I don't remember, when did you lose your wrist last time when you went to inside against someone at your weight?
I mean, I only started hooking about midway through my career, so
yeah,
I was definitely top rolled when I was trying to top roll, but not too often.
So Irakli versus you will be incredible because it's very, very hard to hook Irakli.
Mm-hmm.
Even Rustam had a hard time.
Yep. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I'm just coming back from practice right now, so I'm sharpening up that lane along with a couple other ones potentially that I'm going to work on for options. But I'm looking forward to it.
You watch the nationals and stuff at any country, and there's always these guys that are sleepers. People, I mean, Latvian nationals. I remember that when that was on a few months ago, I was watching that, and there's guys there that you don't know that are venomous. I'm sure the same in Bulgaria. I didn't watch the Bulgarian nationals, but I watched clips from it, but not the whole event. Yesterday, obviously, what I'm very familiar with the UK guys because I keep all over that, so I know the guys that are pulling there. But in each country, you see guys that you believe are real sleepers. If we go around, I mean, first of all, Paul, in the US, who are the guys that you think in the elite level tournaments? For example, East versus West, king of the table. Are there any guys there that you think have been overlooked or missed? If you were putting in any weight class, who would you put forward as the guys who could do a job?
I mean, I don't think anyone was overlooked per se. Like, I think, you know, I've talked with Angan quite a bit. Like, I don't think that we've left any like rocks unturned. However, I do think that there are guys out there that can compete on a given day that people don't know about. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's tough because like I'm in my region of the United States, and I know those guys. Like, I show up at the tournament and I'm like, boom, 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 boom. Watch out for those guys. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But like when it comes to that, like absolute like elite level, I think most guys have been talked about, you know. But what I come back to, like when I think about like who can perform at that on that stage, I always go back to the guys who, number one, were proven in the past. Guys who were proven in WAL or over in Arm Wars and stuff. Like the guys who can take it and treat it professionally and go over and deal with the travel, deal with a weight cut. You know what I mean? It's those same guys that I keep coming back to. But I don't think there's a name that Angan and I haven't really talked about. The two people that jump in my mind that I think can show up and show out at the lighter weight classes over there are going to be on the left hand. And that's Paul Talbot. And Angan and I have talked about him. Mm-hmm. And then Kenny Smith. And I've been talking to you about him. Now he's on the comeback, but I'm telling you, this guy is different when he's trained up. And he's got some establishing to do. Mm-hmm. But he's a guy that I think can be hell on wheels over there.
Neil, do you know which match I said for January that when you talk about the new faces? Robbie Toppy.
Yeah.
He won the left arm East versus West qualification finals, and then he said he is around 107 kilo. He can make 105 anytime. Yeah. And then his opponent is Aymeric from France.
Yeah, very, very strong.
Left arm match.
Yeah, Robbie Toppy's dropped weight then, significant weight.
Yes, yeah. I think, you know, talking to him and seeing him at Monster Factory and stuff, he's decided, like, now that he's up in those years and everything,
yeah,
he wants to keep his weight at a normal, you know, not push for that super heavyweight, like open category left arm. Mm-hmm. So he's settling around that 242, 235. And for that weight, he's a large human.
Mm.
Yeah. His arms, everything big, yeah. And how do you see that match, Neil?
It's interesting because I haven't seen Aymeric active for a while. When Americ's on, he's got a really, really good left, and I would have favoured him, particularly against a lighter Robbie. I would have favoured Aymeric because the reason why is primarily endurance. Because I know Aymeric is very, very good in that respect. He can really go and go. He's not as big frame as Robbie, but I think he could potentially outlast Robbie. I think Robbie's traditionally been more of a drag car. He's a guy who likes to finish things. And Aymeric doesn't get finished easily. So probably would go with Aymeric 60-40. What do you think, Tom?
Again, I haven't seen much of Aymeric, but I don't know Robbie at all. I haven't seen anything of him. So I can't really comment on that, to be honest. I know what Aymeric's capable of, like from what I've seen of him, but like you said, I ain't seen him active for a couple of years now.
Last time I seen Robbie was he was got to be 120 kilos. Big, much bigger, fabulous condition, massive lad.
Yeah.
But how the weight cut would affect him, I really don't know. And he's always seemed to be a guy that doesn't have tremendous endurance. He seemed to be the guy that wants to put you away early. Yeah, I'm gonna go Aymeric up Preems on that one, mate.
Yeah, Robbie is very confident. Robbie asked me to ask Aymeric to winner takes all, and I said, if you want, you can ask.
That's he may get taken up on that offer because Americ is usually a very brash, bold bloke. Really. So RVJ is in the chat, guys.
Oh, what's up, Rob?
Rob Vigent is in the chat. Rob, I'll send you the link if you want to jump on in a little while, mate, if you're interested. But Devon said he may also drop on tonight because he knows that
How many guys did you invite here? You know, 10 guys?
only the 100. No more.
Only 100?
When I do a podcast thing, and it's kind of like you doing a tournament, it's like, how many? Listen, no more than 10 matches. You get over there, it's like, okay, there's 15 matches, and we've got two alternate matches, but it's okay, only those, no more.
Yeah. Then right now I am like 13 for sure. Like 14, I want so much, but I don't want people to get upset with me. It's too long or something, you know. I don't understand those
matches.
people.
You can't finish on 13, mate. It's bad luck. Everybody knows that.
Listen, Neil, I don't understand people. If it is too long, just start watching from third match, you know. So you will be watching 10 matches only, you know. So
and Rolly Ray's thinking, I've got to interview all these guys.
The only guy that could be mad at you, Angan, about 14 matches is the two guys that are in the 14th match and they've been waiting there all day. Anyone watching it should be saying thank you.
Ray'll have to go 2 weeks early so he can do all the head-to-heads and shit that he's got to nail. So, who are the matches for January, real quick? Just give us a quick.
January matches. Okay, we know. I mean, to me, very good matches. Like for example, Alijan versus Prudnik. I just can't think any better match than that one for 105 kilo left arm.
That's the match of that tournament. I don't care who's on it.
Yeah, those guys are incredible. Who's winning that match?
Oh God Almighty Christ!
You tell me. Ramos, tell me. Ramos, who's winning that match?
I still think it's hard to bet against Alijan right now. I think he's an absolute.
Another question: who did you think that was gonna win between Dadikan and Prudnik? Just tell me honestly.
On the left arm, I had
Dadikan. I thought Dadikan.
Dadikan, I thought was gonna destroy him 3-0 like nothing. But
I
just
thought
this guy,
it's gonna be the match that happened with right arm. I thought that match would happen with left arm, and left arm match would happen with right arm. I thought Irakli, would be kind of war with him, but it was opposite. So yeah,
and he was after the war.
Yeah,
Georgie, who did you have in that match, mate? Did you have Dadikan or Prudnik? Be honest.
Who, mate?
GEORGI SVETKOV. Come on, son. You've been sat there quiet, flexing your friggin'.
Yeah, he's showing us his brachyradialis.
Notice he's positioning it. It's like.
Yeah. See, that's brachyradialis. Yeah, it's showing.
You see?
Yeah. Look at that.
We have to show to Devon.
Look at that. Don't tell me Devon's not at home watching this. Devon will be on the road. He's in Florida actually, but he'll probably be there looking at this, thinking. I was looking.
Okay. Answer that, Georgi. Dadikan or Prudnik you thought that was gonna win?
I thought that Dadikan will win the match.
So this is what I'm saying, that now Alijan looks like Alijan is gonna win, but Prudnik is just weird guy,
Look, I don't like Prudnik, but I think that Prudnik will be difficult opponent for Alijan, because if you stop Alijan, he has no big endurance, and this will be a problem for him, I think.
I love that GEORGI starts you with, look, I don't like Prudnik.
I don't say that he is a bad armor, so I just don't really like him like a person.
You would not, yeah. You wouldn't be inviting him round for a lemon party.
Yeah.
Right,
but I think that he will be very difficult opponent for Alijan, and it will be very close match. Very close match.
Every time you say something that good,
unpredictable.
Lemon. And that was good. This is the piece going in, GEORGI. This is my next piece, mate. Another half.
It's nice.
And Georgi can tell us a match from January. His teammate Krasimir has a match, right?
Oh.
Yes, against John. I think that Krasi will beat him. Krasi now is in very good shape.
Yeah, but John will not be 95 either.
Yes, but I think that Krasi will be very, very well prepared.
What's the weight? What's the weight?
105.
105
He's
kilos.
102, 101, 102 kilograms now. But he's in pretty good shape. I think that he's in better shape than the world and then his match against Lachlan in King of the Table.
I still want to see Paul Lynn and Crossy. I still want to see Paul and Crossy. Love that match. I still love that match. I've talked about it before. Love that match.
This will be also a very good match.
Neil, who's going to win between John and Krasimir then?
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Because I do believe that Krasimir's got unbelievable endurance, and I think that that is in his favour. But I do believe that John lost too much weight at 105. He's going to be much better.
I will tell you something. As an outside puller, I would prefer to pull Krasimir than Sasha. For me, Sasha is more dangerous for an outside puller.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that Krasimir is not. Krasimir is dangerous too, but Sasha is more dangerous, in my opinion.
And
just 1 second. Just remember the Irakli versus Krasimir and Irakli versus Sasha. Sasha was able to get him, but Krasimir couldn't get Irakli. So what I just said that this time John will be not 95 but 105. So I think he will be very. 10 years ago I set the match for them, if you guys remember. And Krasimir beat John 5-0, but John was just coming back from the shoulder issues, 2013, early 2013. He still was trying to recover. What were you saying? Sorry, Georgi.
I wanted to tell you, Engin, that I'm a top rower and I train every day with Krasi and Sasha. I can also tell the same thing like you, that it's more easy to top row Krasimir than Sasha. For me, it's more easy.
Yeah.
Inside in the hook, Krasi is a little stronger, but Sasha has better hand control and better wrist.
Yeah, John is not gonna go inside, so John's pronator is the thing. And then remember, he will be 10 kilo heavier. He still gave some trouble to Sasha. Sasha couldn't directly pin, but we will see. We will see. Yeah.
Who have you got in that, Tom? Krasimir or John Brzenk?
It's hard to bet against John, isn't it? Especially at 105. But Krasi's one of them. He loses to people I think he should beat, and he beats people I think he should lose to. It's a tough one. I think I'd have to go with John. I don't think Krasi's going to be able to force John in the hook if you don't want to go in the hook, particularly in the straps. But then John's not afraid of going in the hook anyway. If he does top roll in the first round, chances are he's going to go inside second round.
I must admit, I think that'd be a bad move for him, though.
Yeah,
I think inside,
he would be hard. He don't shy away, does he? He'll never shy away from it unless he knows he has to. But he'll always experiment. He'll always sample different ways. I think smart money's on John. But it wouldn't surprise me if Krasi does something with him at all.
Yeah, Krasi's got unbelievable. Who have you got, Ray, in that one?
The style that Krasi, the way that Krasi attacks now, right? He goes so hard on the shoulder. I think that could be a problem for John because Krasi sets up like he's going to top roll, but it's all inside. I think that could cause problems to John getting trapped and not getting out. But if John can take the center, bring it back, it's very hard. It's a good match. It's in my opinion, it will be a slow match. If Krasi just doesn't run through John, it will be a slow match, a long match. And I would give slight edge to Krasimir, just on style. Slight
and
edge.
Paul?
I learned a long time ago not to question John. So I have a feeling coming off of that loss and the weight cut, figuring out like a healthy weight. I think it's going to be a great match no matter what. It's not going to finish quick. It's not going to be super one-sided. But I don't question John anymore.
Paul, I have a very short question. If you beat Irakli, he will beat or you will beat, And then if you beat Sasha and get the title, and if Tatashins wants to go down to 95 kilo, is it okay? I mean, for me, it sounds like big honor. Two guys from the same nation. it's just like number one and number two. It is just a big honor that it's just like the best two are from that and then that country and then they are pulling for the title. Like, would you be okay to pull an American guy for the title?
Yeah, I mean, that's so far down the road. There's so many ifs and factors there that it's hard for me to even wrap my mind around it. I've never been a guy, you know, in the United States to call people out or chase people. You know, I'd rather like work with Todd, learn from Todd, because I think we have some similarities as far as when we started and everything. So I've never been quote unquote chasing Todd, you know, and on the East versus West stage, I like the fact that you get to compete against the Europeans. I really like that.
So you would reject such a match?
Sasha or such a match?
No.
No. I mean, when I look at the whole thing in totality, knowing that Todd and I are about the same size, in my opinion, you know, Todd winning that 105 against Angubayev, like if he gets the 95, in my opinion, he is pretty much the rightful 95 guy. So for me to be in 95 and have the opportunity to potentially compete against what I see as the best 95 guy at this point, potentially in the world, then of course I would accept that match, you know, with great honor and do my best.
Very hard, very, very hard guy to pull against at the moment.
And Neil, I have a question for you. Oleg Petrenko versus Marcio Barboza. January 20th.
That's a good one.
That's another good one.
I will tell you one more, even like probably tougher one.
That's a good one. Let me think about that. Give me a couple of minutes on that one.
Couple of minutes? We don't have that time. You go ahead, Raymond.
I haven't seen Marcio, right? In quite some
I think Marcio just recently beat Paulo. Not recently, but
Pablo at Knuckles.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Knuckles up, right? Yeah.
Not recent, but a few months ago. Yeah.
This is right on. We're talking. Yeah?
I would still go as Petrenko as the favorite. He's been looking really, really good, really insane. So, but it's a good match. Marcio can pull anywhere. Will not give up. Will be hard. I think Petrenko is more rigid. He will be very, very hard to get somewhere from the start. You kind of need to bring him down a little bit in a power. Then we'll see how it's a good match. I like that match. Yeah,
I quite like Marcio in that match actually as well. Just off I think he's explosive enough that if he can get a good hit, he can transition. My major concern with him is the same as for John with Krasimir. It's the lasting. It's Petrenko is a throw your joint at it, man. You know, and that's John's got the same problems. Why I believe that Krasimir is a difficult match for John is because John needs to finish matches now. He needs to be impressive. He can't hang in there and sit back anymore. He used to do that a lot, but I think it's to his detriment doing it now. And with someone like Krasimir, I think he'd have to, obviously they're going to get tied together. I think he'd need to finish, get it done with. And I think that Krasimir is very, very good at finding a way to get the brakes on and making it very joint heavy. And I'm always concerned with John's shoulder and the fact that he's had the injuries he's had and the problems he's had and the age factor. That gives Krasimir a really, really good opportunity in that match. And I think this is, in some respects, quite similar with Marcio. If Marcio can get really very good, solid hits, gain some position, and quickly transition, he can finish the match. He may be able to finish the match quite quickly. What concerns me is Petrenko in East versus West has shown that he's quite happy to absolutely throw his joint into things, just chuck his frame at it. And he's young enough and strong enough to do that. Very, very strong lad. And that's what concerns me, really. So like Ray says, you probably have to say that Petrenko starts as a favourite, but I think it's a really good match. I think it's a narrow... Have you got it quite narrow, Ray? Like 60-40 or less?
Petrenko just been looking and all the time really good, right? it's hard for me to bet against him. The way he dominated Zloty tour, and he took some time off, coming back, still good. Had a war left arm with Alijan, had good matches. It's hard to bet against him. I would say 70-30, 70-30.
Ooh, I think it's much closer than that one. Because
the thing is, I just don't know where Marcio is. I just don't know where Marcio is. Yeah, so that's the only problem for me. And I think it's like the Petrenko's rigidness from the start, just it's so hard to deal with, because he doesn't give you much rotation to go in a hook to top. He just goes like this. Even with like a left arm match with Alijan was stuck, but he's so strong that he got the rotation in. So I'm thinking about that, because Marcio is very fluid in his movements most of the time. So that's what I'm thinking about.
Marcio's a weird guy, because he feels on the setup, he feels iron, absolutely unbelievable. There's very few people on the setup that feel as restrictive. Marcio's a horrible dude. Stands his knuckles up, feels awful. Look like iron, not a big hand really, quite a small but iron hand, and he just feels rigid as he's unbelievably strong. You've pulled him, right, Paul?
Absolutely. That's the description right there. And I think what's interesting about him is when you see a really good prime, like healthy Marcio, he has almost all the options that there are. Like I think that I believe that there is a lane there for Marcio to win that match. But I'm also with, like, if we're making Vegas odds, based off of inactivity or whatever we're looking at, I think Vegas odds would make Petrenko a slight favorite. But I wouldn't be surprised if Marcio tries a couple different lanes and finds one that sticks.
GEORGI, can't have your big ass frowning at me there. Please took your lemons from your kitchen. Who've you got, Marcio or Petrenko, mate?
I think that well prepared Marcio will beat Petrenko, and if he goes for top pro, I think that he will take his sweep and he will transition very good, and I think that he will beat him. It's my opinion, because Marcio is very dangerous guy, very big experience, and he's very difficult to set up good. He's very tricky guy, and he has very good hit, and I think that he will win this fight.
I agree a bit with what Ray said. He's one of those guys, isn't he, that he's a bit like Vitor Belfort used to be in the UFC. He'll show up at some point and just blaze somebody, and you'll think, holy, who beats that guy? And then the next time he'll show up and he'll be underwhelming. And a lot of it's because he's so committed, such a family man, such a hard worker. And Marcio his whole career's been that kind of roller coaster ride. But when he shows up, my God, does he show up? Tom, who've you got?
Like you said, it depends what version of Marcio shows up on the day. But he's for a heavyweight, he can move, can't he? Like, he's agile, he can go anywhere pretty much. He can do hits randomly, like with full on pressure, he can hit still. But like Ray was saying, Petrenko is quite rigid, and if he can get any sort of triangulation off the go and keep it centre, I think Marcio is going to struggle. If Marcio can get a bit of separation, then it's on. But again, it depends what version of Marcio turns up. I'd probably favour Petrenko on it.
Right, it's interesting, Tom. Before you haven't been on the show before, we've been talking about Acid G versus Devon. And I wanted to get your opinions on that before we go any further in the show. Put it on the block, as we all have, apart from Mengen, of course, because he always bottles it with being the promoter. And he's been hanging around with Ongabayev too often. Won't be giving any predictions. Now, he is king of the tables, not actually, it's not the same. He could go in and give a full-on prediction, but we'll see whether we can talk him into it. Who have you got? Acid G or Devon, right-handed?
How can he bet against Devon at the minute? Do you know what I mean? At the minute, he's on a tear. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do against. I don't know. I can't see anyone doing anything with Devon at the minute, especially if they're around the same weight. Yeah, I'd have to go with Devon. Smart betting with Devon.
Yeah, look at Georgie's face.
George, next question will be what do you think about Tom Holland? Like, I really don't like him as a person.
Yeah.
He's a decent arm wrestler.
No, I like all these people. I love you all in this podcast. So don't be afraid.
How's this training session going? Tonight, when you were in your, what is this, like your last week of training, really? Are you going to, when do you taper begin, Georgie? When do you sort of back off it completely now?
We started last week on Monday, every day, 3-4 times per day, sparring, table practice, 2 hours.
4 times a day.
Yes,
these are not from this planet, you know. They must be from somewhere else, you know.
Today only 2 times because it's Sunday and we decided
Only 2 times
to take a little rest. But I think that I will train hard till Wednesday, and after that I will start making more easy workouts. I will see how my body feels, but I feel super strong now. Super strong.
So how much of a difference would you say there is from in this last, you committed hard after you came over for the dark card, you pulled with Devon. Obviously you pulled with Devon on the left arm. We know that you pulled on the right arm a little bit. There are a lot of variables there. So many variables, even Pradeep may have thought there were some like variables in there. I don't know. I'll have to ask him. He's going to explain it to me at some point. But do you believe that you've made significant gains on the right arm since that point?
No, this Georgie now is not the same. It's another guy. Also with left arm. I feel very good, very strong, and in weights, in sparring, it's much stronger. I start first the training. I train non-stop during the training, and I can maybe arm wrestle for 5 hours without breaking, you know, without a break. I feel very good.
5 hours.
And in weights, it's about 20-30% up. If I go in the gym, much bigger weights I lift. Krasi told me that he has never feel me stronger. Sasha told me that I'm unbeatable now. You know, they are super strong. And
do they listen? Sasha and Krasimir, they think that you're gonna beat Devon?
Krasi says that maybe Devon has the bigger chance because, you know, he's very dangerous, trickier than me, and the referees there will be very. The rules are different, but they believe that I have a chance because they have never seen me so strong and so prepared. I have never seen also me so strong. I didn't stop training for 5 months. Since the beginning of July till now, I train like a monster every day.
And Sasha says you're gonna beat him?
Yes, Sasha told me that I'm not the same. He told me that he cannot imagine somebody to beat me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then these guys are not joke guys. These are like both real deal guys. You know, I think it will be a very tough match, especially the early rounds. If you dominate him somehow, that's your biggest possibility to win. You understand? But if you cannot dominate him, and then early rounds, but you said that you can also pull 5 hours. But your endurance, you talk about 2 guys who are good at hook that you are training. Are they training your hand?
Every third time we push with 2 hands up top row.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so your hand wrist endurance is very good right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Best than ever. I also trained last week with Stoyan Goemanov. You know Stoyan?
Oh yeah.
He
One
told
of the
me
best top rowers in my book.
He couldn't beat me with 2 hands on the right hand.
Oh.
You can ask him. He told me because he created.
I asked him already. He said because you are old friend, he's trying to make you happy. That's what he told me.
And he's my teacher. He created me, and he told me that he has never seen me so strong now.
You know what hurts me, Neil? Like when we say like Stoyan Golemonov, I wonder like what's the percentage in the community that wouldn't know that guy, while we all know that he is probably one of the best topplers in the history.
Absolute weapon. Yeah. Good dude as well.
Yeah.
I just want to tell you that on the Bulgarian nationals, they make a very difficult match with Krasi. He top rode Krasi. They had 2-3 minutes match. Krasi couldn't finish him with no wrist.
Stoyan,
it was crazy match.
I saw him in West. He's much bigger.
Who won?
He's about 100 kilograms now.
Yes. Yeah.
But who won that match? Krasi won or the Stoyan won?
Krasi won with fouls. He couldn't finish the match.
Oh, from the backside elbow.
Yeah. But it was absolute war. Yeah. The most interesting
match now. The White Oak Paul Lynn and Stoyan Gulamanov.
Yeah, this is, while we're talking, I was just thinking about that match. But the only thing is, if he can make 95 kilo, Stoyan Gulamanov, world needs to know that guy. Just tell him to train good. He's one of the guys that I really respect.
I just want to tell you something. He was training over like every day, but he injured his biceps, left biceps with
left arm,
and he couldn't compete on right hand. And I think that for his kilograms, he's almost unhookable. It's very
okay. One second. Is he training now?
Every day.
So he's in good shape. Okay.
Very good shape, and he's.
I will tell you a name that would probably hook him. I don't remember people hooking Stoyan. Okay, guess, Neil. Do you know who?
I thought you were going to go with Samosia.
No. Petro Margarin.
Mate, Margarin is
his wrist is. What do you think, Raimons, about Petro Margarin's wrist?
I haven't seen a lot of him now, but when he was on, right?
You remember Moldova, right?
In Moldova, he was just
You remember his match with Revas?
Yeah.
Like you cannot do this to Revas. It's just risk your.
And he just went like butter.
Yeah.
So
the guy. I asked. Do you remember? I asked you if you were thinking about 105 kilo match, Paul. That was the guy that I was thinking because you wouldn't mind because you also go inside. You understand?
Yeah.
That would be that guy was like very good.
Diesel.
I'm open to it.
No. Like let's focus on 95 kilo for you, and then once you get your, I don't know, reach your dreams, then we can talk. And another match that I will tell you, Neil, I just said a few days ago, David Darikian versus Tatashins. Yeah.
Darikian and fuck.
Yeah.
That's I mean, right-handed, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got Todd.
Why would I set a left arm match for Tatashins? Come on, man.
I was going to say.
I mean, I would, but not at the East versus West. Maybe at the qualifications.
You might want to bring his confidence down because he's killing everybody. So yeah, I think Todd will beat Darikian right-handed.
Yeah.
There's not many people I'm backing against Toddzilla at the moment. He's looked amazing, absolutely amazing. I think the guy's leveled up. I really do. I think he's shutting down issues that he had previously. I think he could go back and rematch some of the guys he's lost to. And
You're talking about Prudnik.
Prudnik is the most difficult.
Yeah, I think Prudnik deserves a title shot there when he's ready for sure.
Yeah, Prudnik's very, very hard to beat for Todd because he's extremely difficult package. If there's a bogeyman out there for him, that's the guy. That's a real problem. But I'll tell you what it is. I'd be interested to see it. Not before Paul.
What do you think about 2018 Petro Margarin, versus Tatashins?
I've still got Todd. Now. Todd now, I think is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's unbelievably strong. Unbelievable.
And we need to find an opponent for Ivan Matushenko for 115 kilo, except Devon. Because
Hey,
Devon is not gonna go there anytime soon. He's still not done with the super heavyweights. He wants to pull Levan in spring, but only if he can beat Georgi Svetkov. Georgi, do you think that Levan and Devon will pull in spring?
I really believe that I will pull with Levan.
Oh,
I have to say that. I think about that every day, every moment. Yeah. You know, I cannot say another thing, you know. When I wake up, I see the belt, think about the belt non-stop.
Yep.
So let's just knock over a couple of super chats that are backing up. Firstly, Sir Bagels, thanks for your super chat. He's just come in with one for Tommy Holland. He's put, Tom, you're my favorite arm wrestler and who I look to emulate because our frames are very similar. Would you ever consider selling a training program?
I've even got a program for myself.
I like it.
Otherwise, wicked.
Would you ever consider selling a knitted sweater line?
Yeah, they're coming out soon. They'll be coming out in December, a couple of weeks. There'll be a few coming out.
Oh, someone calls Tom. Tom, could you give me advice? And he'll be like, so start smoking and drink some beer.
Yeah, you need smoke, you need birds.
Yeah. How much do you smoke? More.
You don't need to know any more about Tom Holland's confidence than just look at him right now. He's come on wearing a Christmas sweater, and it's not even December.
Just got on Thanksgiving. I love it.
It literally is November, and he's in his Christmas sweater. That's how family or that's how confident this kid is. He does.
He's always ready. Always ready.
Love the Christmas. You're a Christmas guy. So a couple more super chats we've got to knock over. Paul Italia's cigar. Coming with a super chat. He's put, a little bit of a warning shot for GT. He's put, Devon is no longer a jalopy. He's a Rolls Royce. What do you think of that, Georgie?
I think he's right.
Silky Wilkie has come in with a super chat. Silky Wilkie, good to see you, mate. Thank you very much for your super chat. He's put, Marcio can cut out his elbow jumps. Would starting in a slow pull reduce elbow fouls? I don't think he'd want to do that, mate, with Petrenko, though. And then he's put, also, Georgie, could you eat a durian fruit in the same way of lemons? Or is there no rind too coarse for your muscular mandibles and mastication? I had to make sure I said that last bit correctly because you can see the hat. Masturbate and tackle. Lovely day.
I can do this. I can do everything.
Yeah, he's on a
I like to eat, to drink.
Mate, I've seen you in action. There's no doubt about it. He does. White Wolf is in the chat with a super chat. He's put in, Devon, if you're watching, and we know you are, please throw the last round for Georgie. Just because he's such a great dude. He's put, I love you, Georgie. So you're converting fans even in Canada, mate. You're going to pull Canada's finest, and the Canadians are even loving you. Can't knock that, can you?
Thank you.
GT.
Ingen, are you coming to Dubai?
Yeah. I want to see how Devon is gonna hold from
King's move.
Georgi's forearm and do the dead's move. Can he do that to you?
To me?
No, I'm talking to Georgi.
What thinking? I didn't hear you. Sorry.
Okay, Devon said that he will make you so tired that he will hold you right from here and beat you from there.
I tell you that if the grip is fair, his wrist will be destroyed completely. I promise you that. I will make his wrist like that. I give you my words.
How about if he also takes your wrist from here?
No, it's not possible.
Because you are great at taking the wrist, but like you don't cup unless the guy is going hook. So he will be pulling you, and he has very strong risers, and you both will be pulling outside. So I'm sure that he won't be able to have cup against your pronator. But will you be able to control his pronator?
I think that I will be able.
If you do that, you're gonna win it. But if you cannot control his pronator,
yeah, but
just flattening his wrist may not be enough.
Yes, I know, but I think that I'm now much stronger, and I think that I will do this. I'm afraid just from the setup. I'm not afraid from Devon.
You wish that I was the referee, right?
Yes, Engin. You know, we had a chat with Hermes 2-3 days ago, and he make a joke. You have to call Engin for referee. You know.
Hermes and LARRATT the other day on the live, they also said, "Please ref our match." I said, "No, thanks."
Yeah, because you know you are one of the greatest, and you understand the game. You know every millimeter is important. You know, so I don't say that the referees are bad, but if you
like
work
being a good referee, you also need to be a little bit dominant as well.
Yes.
So here's a question for everybody: how did that woman's voice come on and read the super chat? Who did that?
I don't know.
What voice?
Don't tell me you couldn't hear that.
No.
Did nobody hear that? Only me.
I heard.
Yeah.
I heard it when Ray muted.
How did that happen? Somebody show me how to do that. So White Wolf's just come in with another super chat. He's put grandpa move coming. Devon going low. It's going to hold you by the forearm, apparently.
How can you even hold that forearm, this leg size, you know?
You can't possibly hold it. It's just
look what's happening here.
Can that look? You're like the Antichrist of Tom Holland. It's funny, actually, that on my screen, you and Tom are next to each other. Because Tom's there, the lean machine, and there's a lot of words that describe you, Georgie. Lean isn't one of them. It's not there. Anthony Lewis has just come in with a super chat. He's just buggered off up my screen, but he's come in with a super chat, and I'm chasing it down. Let's have a look, Anthony Lewis. Where are you, son? There it is. Question for Neil. Talk about your old-time backfires. Oh, here we go. And Engin. Will there be an event in the United States for the future? Well, I can tell you this. There's definitely an Arm Wars event coming up in the future. It's January, and it's coming. It's coming hard.
And I know about your secret match.
Secret match. It's Corey West and Devon LARRATT, left-handed for the #1 in North America. We will see. And that is coming up early January. And there's other matches on that card that are killers as well. Absolute killers. They'll be coming out soon. Oh, just a little bit of an update as well, guys. We're going to bring forward the public release of GEORGI SVETKOV, Devon LARRATT. It's going out this coming week. So next Saturday night, we'll be putting that out.
You mean right arm?
Publicly. Not the right arm match, left arm match. Come on, Dev. What do you think I am, Engin?
Okay. Didn't you already show the left arm match?
Film version, mate, public.
Oh, okay.
Full film version, public, on Saturday night, unseen. The full film of SVETKOV LARRATT at the dark card will be going out next Saturday night, guys. Free to view on the Arm Wars channel, so check that out. Uma Khan's coming with a super chat. He's put, do you guys have any updates on Devon's documentary?
Can I answer the other part? Because you asked about North America?
Sure, go.
Yeah, because we are also planning to do one North America event next year.
What date, mate?
It's not set yet.
And you thought I'm secret?
No, it's not set. If like we don't even know where.
Do you know a month or not got that far?
Yeah. It is important that, it is Eastern guys to get visa,
Yeah.
So that is like the things we need to start already, so that the guys who can get visa, can be set from the East. Otherwise, it will be West versus West matches, or just West Europeans versus the Americans or something. We don't want that.
But 2024, it's coming, Andrew. It is coming, mate.
Yeah.
I've just noticed 500 people watching right now, only 123 likes. Hit that like button, guys, if you can. Hit the like button. Engin's forehead taco is on the show and in the chat. Unpopular opinion. I think GEORGI takes Devon out at King of the Table. It's a dangerous opponent. Look at that look. You've got a smile. Engin's forward attacker. You've got a smile from Acid GT. Look at that, eh? You've cheered him up. Cheered him right up, son.
People underestimate Georgi.
Bad dude.
I'm not saying Georgi is gonna win, but people really underestimate him.
Tim Talmadge is in the chat. Arm Sports Entertainment, great group of guys right here. Stay blessed. That's right, mate. Great group of guys, and one of us has a Christmas sweater on. It's not even December. That we can roll. What about that? James P. Let's have a look at this last name so I get it right. I'm going to go with Comunicalmi. Now, put in the chat if I got that right. That is pretty good name right there. I wouldn't like to say it after 10 pints of alcohol, but yeah, Comunicalmi I'm going to go for. I'm first in line for a Tom Holland campus sweater. So that's the one, mate. Got your sale here, Tom.
Nice one.
James P's on this. He's put, Georgie is such a nice guy. I'll feel a bit guilty when my boy dominates him. He's a Canadian. James the Canadian, mate. Look at that, eh? Trip War 030303 he's put, can you thank Engin for what he has done for arm wrestling? Engin, Trip War 0303, big fan here, wants to say a massive thanks for everything you're doing for arm wrestling right now, mate. Killing it with the East versus West. You're getting updates live on here, guys, now about his evil mind and stuff that's going through. We've almost made Gunnar Man off Lynn. And the fucking show's not even finished yet. That's it. Live update. That could happen, Engin. Log that in your mind.
There is more super chats?
I think we might be caught up on them. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think we're good, mate. I think that is the last super chat. Go for it, Engin. If something...
Yeah, we will probably have the longest East versus West match, title match, 75 kilo. Mindaugas Tarasaitis, Daniel Prokopchuk once again.
When?
January 20th.
Oh, lovely dance.
Yeah, and you know, Aydarkhan was the title holder, but he cannot make 75 anymore, any longer. Yeah, so they will pull.
You know, I'm biased. I mean, I love Daniel, but Mindaugas is my guy.
Mindaugas is your guy.
My guy.
I will tell you something. In my opinion, I don't know why, because like I am also the outside puller. I look at those top rollers like artists. You know, they are like not like, you know, really like that they control and everything. You know, like Mindaugas for sure one of them. In my opinion, the guy is one of the best top rollers in the world. Oh, but master in the sport, come on, man, come on. Just like, first of all, he needs to keep his wrist, you know, at least straight, you know.
Completely mastered it.
Whenever we both apply back pressure, if he's already losing his wrist like this, how can I say that he mastered the sport, you know?
So already completed it. He told me and Ray. In fact, Tom, you were there, weren't you, that night when he mastered the sport?
Yeah.
He asked Mon. He told us, and I believed him. Said it with a lot of conviction. I said, what do you think of arm wrestling? He said, yeah, I've done that. Completed that level. Mastered that. Moved on. He's past arm wrestling now. On to other things. He's also the world's biggest.
And who is winning, Neil, there? Who is winning there?
Well, let's be honest. You're going to start with the favourite being Daniel Prokopchuk. But I would love Mindaugas to do something in that match. I believe that Mindaugas can win that match. He's got some level of success against Daniel in the past, but it's few and far between. Daniel starts as a favourite. Over 6 rounds, that is a very hard man to beat. He's joined...
The elbow pad 1 centimeter bigger than usual one from each side. Mm-hmm. You know, we know that it can come to the forward as well. Yeah. But we have 1 centimeter at the back. So 1 centimeter at the back means that you are getting closer to your body. 1 centimeter forward, you are getting away. You understand? Forward. Yeah. So I kind of think that maybe it is more advantage for Mindaugas then. But Mindaugas is taking this match very seriously.
God, this is the one he wants, mate, more than anything else. I'm going to throw Rolly under the bus in a minute, and I'm going to throw Tom under the bus in a minute because they're good friends with Mindaugas Tarasaitis, so they can get thrown on the bus, so they have to face him and say what they think. But first of all, Umar Khan, we ran over his super chat earlier on. He's put, do you guys have any updates on Devon's documentary? Now, personally, I don't. I've not heard anything else on it. Has anybody else got anything? Have you spoke to Devon, Paul? Have you been in touch with Dev and got anything on the documentary update yet? Or have you?
No, I knew when it was being shot and everything, but I haven't heard anything from Devon or any real rumors about what's going to come with that. So I guess we'll just have to sit tight unless somebody else knows something.
Just on the back of that comment, though, Paul, we had Tater Tots and Fanta had their comment hidden and banned in the chat for saying Paul Lynn is a sexual tyrannosaurus. So I don't really know that. That's what they thought.
They hit it. Thank God they hit it and banned it.
And Acid GT loved that comment. Loved it.
Listen, Neil, I like very much Paul
Sexual
Lynn.
tyrannosauruses. I like very much Paul Lynn.
No, like a friend. He is one of my favorite arm wrestlers from the West, you know. I like
because you both are the same, you know. Both are killers at the table, but very friendly, very smiling face, you know, just like very, I don't know. It is impossible someone to not to like you guys, you understand? I mean, they must have some kind of problems to have some kind of negative thoughts about you or Paul Lynn.
And GEORGI was thinking that exact same thing.
Same for the Raimons as well, you know. How can you not like Raimons?
Raimons is more innocent.
For Tom, it's okay. He looks like a serial killer, but I mean, the other guys, look at that. Just joking.
Tom is a bit of a serial killer. Tom might look innocent in his Christmas sweater, but
serial killer at the table.
Yeah, killer with the ladies.
Tom's a ripper.
But all I can tell you is GEORGI SVETKOV was making that same connection you did, Engin. When that guy put that chat in there, GEORGI's like, you know what? I love Paul Lynn because I am also a sexual tyrannosaur. That's what he was thinking. Acid GT definitely thought that. He could see he was like, identify with this guy.
Now no girls, no nothing, no parties, just trading food, sleep, nothing.
Just ladies and gentlemen, GEORGI SVETKOV has become a living Rocky IV movie.
Yes. Tell him what Mick said. Rocky women make your legs weak.
He's done it. I'm telling you. The lad is going out. He'll be on top of the mountain in a bit. He's running up. Get it done. Silky Wilkie with a super chat. He's put Minder is bigger, and now since mastering the sport, he's entered the second level of comprehensive knowledge in the addition to the prior known facts of arm wrestling. Jokes aside, he is more confident and willing to work from positions and not stay static. He's going to need to, mate, because Daniel is a strong boy. Daniel Prokopchuk is vastly underrated in terms of his top-end strength. He is a beast. There's no doubt about it. But I agree that Mindaugas will... I mean, let's ask Ray. Do you think this is the match that means more to him than any other? Ray?
We spent 2 hours talking with him about this match and what he should be doing, and clearly the man will not take our advice until everything else fails. Never say Mindaugas and me friends in the same sentence, you know. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
I think Mindaugas is like, this is the moment, right? He has so much knowledge pulling Daniel in his mind, and you can go back and watch the footage about what, like, I got in there and it was already Neil was talking to him for an hour, where he was explaining to us that he needs more hook to beat Prokopchuk, not transitions, not, you know, but more hook. So I'll be very, very interested.
What do you mean hook? Like hook for the training is okay, but not actual pulling against.
No, he said he needs hook to beat him. He needs
to hook him and beat him?
Not hook him and beat him, but you know, some
no. That's correct. That's correct. Yeah, he needs to. He should not overpronate. He needs to have pressure from the downside of his hand over the pronator of.
That's what
Daniel. And the same thing is almost against Sasha. I don't think you can top roll him. You need to hang him on your pronator and like
you need side pressure.
High hook. You mean?
You needed to be there, Engin. It was, let me tell you, it was quite an experience. In fact, that would have been a bloody experience if you'd been there. You'd have ended up murdering him. You'd have full-on murdered him. There's no way.
Why?
Oh, God.
It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. But Mindaugas said, we said, well, you know, this and that. And Devon is giving his advice. And he said, well, in my special case. and we could.
Listen, I will tell you something. John Berzing is the greatest arm master who ever lived on this earth. And I talked with him about Sasha match, but he really thought that he could hang him on his pronator and then beat him like almost outside. But he didn't know something that we knew about Sasha, as far as I understand. The one of the rounds he did right. He went over, he brought him like right here, close, but he couldn't finish. But I don't know, maybe because he lost so much weight, maybe it was just still too much for him, you know, or because of, I don't know, maybe he didn't train that way. I don't know. So what I'm just saying that for his special case, nobody on this earth is more experienced about pulling Daniel Prokopchuk than Mindaugas Tarasidis. If Mindaugas is telling something, I trust him 100%. Smart guy, experienced guy, one of the artists that I would call, and he pulled Daniel probably 3 million times, you know.
Many wars, super match, right? Everything in between. This is his moment, right? He needs to use all the information he has. He's strong. He dropped down to 70 kilos. He won worlds, right? He's going up in weight to fight at 75, right?
He's already 75, 76 kilo already.
And Daniel will most likely cut down a little bit. He's maybe a little heavier than.
Yeah, he was a bit chunkier the last couple of times out, wasn't
he? Yeah. And I don't know if I think Mindaugas at 75 is better than Mind at 70, but we will see. It's a big tough challenge. Daniel is the favorite. He should be the favorite. You know, all the history between both of those guys says he is the favorite. So it's a tough match, but we'll see. Like I see there's a lot of options for Mindaugas to achieve victory. He should look at some of Daniel's performances the past year, and I see a lot of chances there. But will he pick the right one? Right? Will he pick the right one? That's for me one.
Tom, do you think Mindaugas can overturn Prokopchuk?
I think he can. I think the problem with Mindaugas is with him going against Prokopchuk. Obviously, he's pulled him so many times, but I feel like he's just trying to. He keeps trying to attack his hand when he's already got his hand. He needs to be attacking his pronator more. Like I said, punching across, punching over, more of a dead weight on him as well. In that position, rather than trying to bounce on it using muscular. Because when his shoulder drops, there's a lot of pressure on his arm trying to roll out his hand. And Prokopchuk's just clamping the hand, keeping the lat engaged, dragging against it, what Mindaugas is pulling. So if Mindaugas kept a little bit higher, a bit more direct with the knuckles, punching over, hitting the pronator, hitting the supination, flat-wristed, rather than trying to break Daniel's wrist back, just needs to keep him flat-wristed, just attack his pronator with a dead weight. Rather than a powerful bouncing weight. Because every time he bounces, he's letting Daniel breathe. He's gaining more and more. He's gaining more and more, isn't he? Even with dead weight, suffocate him. He will go, won't he? But if Mindaugas is going to do that.
And any guy that can press with dead wrist, you need to focus on his pronator, make him palm up. If you take the risk, if you know you're going to take the risk, you need to be more concerned about his pronator. Do you remember my final match against Zolev Hajimurat 2005?
Yes.
Neil? The final match that he was coming in and you just need to go over his pronator, but not everyone can mix their side pressure and pronator at the same time. Some people are just using pronator only in an offensive, dynamic way. I would use it more like sideway. It still would handle. You understand that?
Very much what we were talking about the other week when we went through the Kuragali match, if you remember me. Yeah. And that was one of the problems.
Because he was just too over-pronated. Yeah.
Correct.
Guys, it is 2 a.m. here. Thank you very much. And I apologize. I need to leave because
no worries, brother.
There are other people in the home that they want to sleep. Take
No,
care.
mate,
So-
catch you soon.
Yeah,
Gonna
I'm
take it.
gonna jump off as well. It's
See you
one-
guys soon.
No
it's
worries,
one
Rolly.
here.
Catch you soon,
Yeah.
mate. We got a
Yeah.
super chat from
See you
DB
guys.
Talks. He's put, what do you think of Georgie versus Corey West left-hand super match? Could Georgie top roll Corey's left? What do you think about that, Acid G? Corey West, he's going to be pulling Devon in January at Arm Wars Dark Card 4.
I think that it will be very interesting match because Corey is big, strong guy. I think that I top roll him, but the match will not finish. It will be long, difficult match. My opinion. I will top roll him, but it will be very difficult for me to finish him, you know. But I think that I can take this super match.
Yeah.
I'm confident.
Right-handed, difficult or easy?
No, I think that I will beat him easy because
Right-handed, difficult left.
I saw how Arif defeated him on on East versus West, and I think that I'm much stronger than Arif, and I think that I can beat him easy.
Unbelievable. It's a match that could happen, guys. Let's see what the outcome is from Devon Larratt, Corey West in January, and you never know, Acid GT might be next in line. You never know, might even be a rematch and try to beat Devon on the left arm if he can do what he thinks he can do in Dubai. We will see. Engin's Forehead Taco with a super chat. He's put, Egler crushes Barbora easy if she shows up in the shape she was against Sarah. Am I wrong? Paul Lynn, what do you reckon?
I think that, like, I mean, what we talked about at practice today. What's next? Like, what's up for Egla? She wins. Who does she face? There's only two people right now, and we're not even really talking about the same weight class. So, I mean, to me, it's Gabby or Barbora. But like, to me, the more logical match is to give Barbora another match as the champ.
I agree. Yeah.
I think Barbora is unreal. And her ceiling, she ain't even nowhere near it yet. She's still young.
22, 23, isn't she? Something like that? Yeah, baby.
Yeah, early 20s.
I hope she stopped growing.
Oh my. Yeah. I think if Egla's gonna beat her, it has to be in the near term.
Hey Neil, I have to take Barbara for my wife, and we will have big kids.
Hey, that would make some top rolling babies right there.
Yeah, we have very, very good genetic for kids.
Your kids are either going to be world champion arm wrestlers regardless of gender, or NFL linemen regardless of gender.
French genetic through the roof, and Barbora is one of those girls that could go. I mean, let's say she pulls Egler, beats Egler. Okay, that's one of those situations we were talking about earlier on. Who the hell wants that match now in the ladies' class? I mean, is there anyone? There's no one that I can think of.
Nobody can beat Barbara.
No, nobody could. I mean, it's a lonely existence when you get to that level. If you're that dominant, it's hard to keep motivated. We talked about it with Levan, trying to stay motivated when you're just the dominant force.
Yeah.
Hard. Very hard, because she's already beaten Gabby, and she looked relatively confident and comfortable doing that. And I believe that her upward trend is probably greater than Gabby's because she's so young, you know. You look at the female landscape, even in the super heavyweights, and you can't see anybody coming up right now who you believe could do something with her, with the possible exception of a rejuvenated Egler.
There are a lot of girls in WAF, but I don't think that they can reach her level so far.
No, she's a very, very difficult girl to overcome. She's got the size. She's obviously elusive. She loves to top roll. She's pretty quick. Her hand dominance looked good. Yeah, she's going to take some beating. It's going to take a very special girl to come along and do something there. So White Wolf has come in with a super chat. It would be interesting, like what you've done there, son, to see Paul versus RVJ. But Tom is the 95-kilogram elephant in the room. Thoughts, lads? So, yeah, let's say, Paul, without trying to stir up too much stuff right here, let's say that Tommy goes over and cracks Jason. Who would be your logical North American next step for Tom Holland if he beats Jason Merlot?
Same weight range, like, or
Yes.
do we want to go up or down from that?
Well, Tom, what's your plan on that, mate?
I'm trying to get bigger, but obviously I've been trying to get bigger for years. So yeah, right now I'm waking up about 88. I want to be getting to about 95, like in time eventually, but that's going to be a long way away.
So
yeah, to be honest, around the 90-kilo range, really, anything 90 to 95.
Let's call it 90 to 95. So in my opinion, in order for Tom to beat Jason, he's going to have to turn, which there's possibility for that, and the lever length allows for even more options to do it, in my opinion. If Tom can turn Jason, that means he can probably turn just about any North American top roller at that weight, in my opinion. So would make me want to put him against an inside puller, to explore those other options to see that next. So the names that come to mind that I think would be interesting would be obviously Adam Warzinski. If he sits around, walks around that 90, 92, but he can make 85. I like that one. I think that's a real interesting match. I also think that a good trained up Dallas Langston's really interesting. Man, the landscape is so much different now. I mean, those two are good. I'd actually like to see Tom matched up against a Daniel Mosier at night.
I like Touye also.
I think Tom, like with his style and lever length, can pose some problems for people who stay in one lane.
I think that Tom will beat him with his style.
Daniel?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, my opinion.
I think he has the tools. The tools. If he can find that timing out and that load needed, I think that's a good one.
Yeah,
I'm pulling Touye in March as well.
Yeah, you got Touye in March, haven't you? I mean, I had to back off that. I'd actually made Tom and Touye as well, but we hadn't released it.
Buddy,
obviously,
that guy, Tom, if you beat that guy, man, I will crown you the king of that. That's an awesome match. Like again, I think anatomically it makes it really interesting if you can get that initial setup and timing down and get a stop. But Craig right now is a strange dude. He's a strange dude.
Very strange.
I'll be knocking inside.
I know there's a lane you can find.
I'm going inside of him, like 100%. Just go straight in. I won't try to. Craig's one of them guys. Try and top roll him, and it fails. It's not going to be good. So I'll just rolling where I know I can go, which is inside. So I'll get there.
It's the in between area that you have to exactly.
And that second hit from Craig is beautiful.
Like you said, if you go complete top roll, it's going to look like you didn't even arm wrestle if you don't get it.
Exactly. Exactly.
And it can happen the same way if you dive in.
Exactly that.
In between land.
It's going to be like 5 rounds, so there's a bit of time to play. Obviously, Artem come over here last week. I had a little sparring session with him. Obviously, asking him a few things there. He thinks Craig's favourite as well. He thinks Merlot's going to be a good match.
Yeah.
So it's just one way to find out, isn't there? I'm going to be training hard for Craig. I think there's a weight cap of I think it's about 95, so I'm going to be looking to be 95 kilo for that.
Yeah, big
cap. Yeah, I talked to Artem. I watched your little sparring session. I talked to Artem. He spoke really highly of you. Thinks he really likes where you're at. I think it's real interesting. I think Craig is he's such a unique. He's so proficient at that lane that we've only seen a couple people really stop him in that lane. Yeah. And I don't believe that I'm a guy that can stop him in his lane. We saw Rob Vision Jr. do it in WAL.
Yep.
In the lane, you know. I think we saw Jordan Sill stopping him slightly outside of it, and then we saw Samusha stop him in it. Yep. To me, those are like head explode type things. But yeah, I think that could shape up to be like a really, really good one, especially if a stop happens, because Craig will fight and fight and fight too. So I'm looking forward to seeing that now that I know it's happening.
Now, a couple of super chats have come in. Let's knock these over. NWUK1, thank you, brother. Long time supporters of the show. Love that dude. He's put, evening, gents, just showing my support and saying thanks for a great podcast. If Georgie does win, where does that leave the super heavyweight rankings? Paul Lynn, glancing off camera, has got to be catching the Eagles score. He's got him dialed in. But joking aside, yeah, I think it would, the waves, the ripple effect would be massive if Georgie was to be able to do something with Devon. Devon, I think, particularly because of what's just happened, is going to be a heavy favorite on most people's scorecards, you know? So it is a massive opportunity for Georgie. If Georgie can win the match, it will absolutely go nuts. It turns the whole thing upside down again. And as you say, Georgie would then have his eyes on Saganashvili in May when he comes back. And look at the face of Acid GT. Dude,
so I got to drop here shortly. I got to go cook dinner for the family. Plus, I got to go watch the recorded Eagles game. But on that note, I think Georgie wins. Like you said, it's a ripple effect. It changes everything. But I think Devon's in one of those positions where, I mean, if Georgie beats him, he's probably a rematch clause already built in. Devon seems to like bounce back from that. With all that said, I think that this is the most interesting match for Devon that we have seen in the past quite a few.
So, I think just to stop you on that one, mate, Anthony Lewis has literally come in with a super chat. He's put, let's put you guys on the spot. And I can't remember whether we did with you last week. What is your honest prediction, score prediction for Devon versus Georgie? And we're going to go around. Obviously, Georgie, we know where he's at. It's going to be a resounding victory. Just want to see what score you predict. What do you think is going to be the result of this match? Go with Paul.
Okay. So Vegas odds, right? I'm going to have Vegas odds. Vegas odds is going to put Devon as a heavy favorite, right? For betting purposes, they're going to look at the prior history and all that good stuff, and they're going to make Devon a notable favorite. I think based off of style, I think based off of anatomy, and I think based off of the fact that I don't think Georgie is going to be affected by Devon's antics. I think that this is going to be really, really close. And as evidenced in the match with Jerry Cataract, he don't got no quit in his body. So if we can see like an early round stole where Georgie keeps his wrist and then question and doubt comes into play, I think we're going to see a 3-2 or something weird that gets really entertaining at the end. So like I always got to support my fellow Westerner. But if there's anyone that you want to see Devon lose to, or not want to, but you wouldn't be upset if you did, it's that guy right there. So I can't wait for the match.
And Tom Holland, score prediction, mate.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like I think a lot of it's going to be down to the refereeing and how much control the referee can take in the setting up, and that because obviously Devon does whatever he can, and he won't start until he's ready. It's if Georgie's going to have the patience to be stubborn as well. Be like, no, we're not starting until I get what I want. But it seemed like last time, Devon was fighting. Georgie was as well, but eventually just be like, yeah, all right, let's go. Do you know what I mean? But if Georgie's a bit more stubborn and the referee's a bit more stubborn with Devon, could be a close match than last time, 100%.
Yeah.
What would you? What if you had to put your money on a score? $100.
Devon, no.
So again, mate, what have you got?
how many referees in the world can or will take like full control of Devon, won't take no shit? He's always playing it, isn't he?
Who is the ref? Is it Bill Collins?
I'm not too sure.
Yes, Bill Collins will be there.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Bill, but I'm not sure. But Bill's very, very solid referee, super experienced. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting one.
I think Georgie knows now as well. I'm starting to steer from what I said earlier. Obviously, Georgie knows what it's about now. He knows what he's been training for this time. And he knows better than anyone how big the gap was and how much he's worked, how good he's feeling now. So it wouldn't surprise me if Georgie does turn him over. Like, I think it's going to be a 3-2 match, but
yeah,
like smart money will do it with Devon. But like you said, it wouldn't surprise me at all if Georgie turned it around and done him.
Do you think it's going to be 6 rounders? So you're going what, a 4-2, a last round decider? You think it's going to be a tight?
I think it's going to go to the end. It's going to go to the end. I think it's going to be about half an hour setting up each round. Whoever's got more stamina setting up, but that's what Devon will do as well. Like, he's going to try and burn you on the setup. He's going to try and get like little false starts and all that. He's does everything he can, doesn't he? So Georgie's got to be the same. He's got to literally do everything he possibly can in that setup to make sure he's got exactly what he wants, and don't go until he's happy.
But it's interesting. Georgie saying earlier that he's been training his endurance so hard and that he can pull for 5 hours. Is what he was saying earlier on. Is that something you've changed up a great deal, mate, after what you felt at the dark card?
Yes, I changed this because I think that I need way more endurance for Devon. Because his right hand is much stronger. My right hand is also stronger, but I will need more endurance, because if everything is normal about the grip, it will be not an easy match also. It will be very long, difficult match. It will be war. I tell you that.
Neil, how about this? Rather than predictions, we all have $100 to bet. Vegas makes Georgie 2-1, or makes Devon a 2-1 favorite. So you win 2-1 with your $100, or you can bet an exact score or a tie. Where are you putting your money? Winner, loser, based on like what you stand to make. If you're just betting, like no feelings.
I actually agree with a great deal of what you said earlier, mate. I would bet on Devon right now, because I believe he's got massive options, but I believe it's going to be a battle. I don't think this is an easy match by any stretch. I think that it's going to be a very, very hard, very, very difficult, drawn-out match. Wouldn't surprise me one bit if it did go to the wire. Wouldn't surprise me one bit if it goes to the wire. I know that Dev will have an enormous amount of respect for what Georgie's bringing in. I think Devon right now is in incredible form. I think his pronation is otherworldly, his rise is otherworldly, and his frame is huge. So that gives him a lot of advantages and creates problems for Georgie. The biggest problem that Georgie has got is just the fact that Devon is so versatile. So even if the match stopped anywhere near the center, he can transition for the press, which is problematic. And in terms of endurance, he's hard to outlast. I think the biggest threat for Devon right now is the press lane. If the match goes to a very long, drawn-out match, I think the press lane is problematic. But I struggle to see him losing his wrist. That's the acid test for Georgie. Can he do that? Can he take that wrist? And if he can take that risk, has he got enough top end to finish? And that's going to be where it.
If I will be not able to take his risk 100%, I will be not able to do nothing, because I have only one strong move. I'm not like him to pull everywhere.
Master top roller.
Yeah. I'm pure top roller, but when I see my match with Zaur, I was very surprised from myself, because I know that he's maybe the strongest guy in Russia, and I beat him so easy. I was surprised from myself, and I think that my shape is much better, becoming stronger day after day.
It's a difficult thing to wrap your head around. The problem, I break it down a little bit similarly to the Hermes situation in some respects, in that why Devon is so problematic for guys who are very efficient top rollers is because of the arc of movement. As you start to pull through that arc, the more powerful you are, unless you've got an incredibly robust wrist, it's much more difficult to overcome Devon because he's so good with the rise. For example, I think you'd have a better chance with LARRATT because of the fact that he starts with the pistol grip, with the low hand. I think that Devon's propensity to pronate and climb, and he's so long, makes him very difficult for top rollers. Very, very hard.
I know that. I know that it's more easy to top roll LARRATT.
Yeah,
Vitaly has always have problem with good top rollers. Because I know him for 10 years. I know all of his matches.
Yes.
Against clean top rollers, he had always problems. Norman Thompson's, Arsen Liliev, a lot of guys beat him. Alan Tserkaev, this was a Russian guy in their nationals. They all of them beat him top roll.
That's my concern for you, Georgie, is the height. It's the climb for height, it's the engagement of the pronation, and just that arc of movement. That's what makes it difficult, because I do see a stopping point. I do think you can get a side, and I see a stopping point somewhere around here in the sort of mid-range. And then that climb for height is a thing. The pronation, Evan, I don't see being overcome. It's a little bit run the gauntlet, if you follow what I mean. You've got to pick your punches very carefully as you go to the A side, so you don't expose your hand and wrist. Because you can have all the horsepower in the world, but if your own power is working against you, that becomes a problem. You know, that's where the issue is. And
I agree.
Yeah, I've got similar. I think Paul was going that same route, weren't you, Paul? Really, you were thinking the same sort of thing.
Yes, yeah. That's the conundrum with Devon. Like, if you're a proficient, like, in one spot, whatever it may be, you got to beat him 3 times in that spot, or you have to have a changeup. So, like, if Georgie can find success on that top ground off the top strap for a round or two, and then this starts to fail, there has to be some form of plan B, you know, that will make that match even better. Like, even if it's an outside move transition into shoulder forward. A lot of people are saying we never see Georgie go shoulder forward.
Yeah.
Like, if that somehow finds itself into the arsenal, like in the late rounds, Devon, you know, has spoken pretty openly about the flop wrist right now being his little Achilles heel that Gennady kind of showed. But in this scenario, that flop wrist could look different. You know, like, I don't think this match ends if round 1, Georgie can't get his hand completely. I think that there are other things that can happen, which leads me to believe, and if I'm going to bet my $100, I'm going to put it on something weird, like a 3-3 draw and a silver bullet. You know, like, I'm betting for the big payout. You know,
you're going to go hard on the.
I'm not going to conservative bet and say, all right, I'm betting $100 so I can win 50 on Devon. No, I'm going to go for big win.
Yeah.
And I think something weird like that can happen.
I think it's going to come down, particularly for Georgie, to look to do something a bit out of left field. I think gaining, sometimes when you can't get out, you need to have an opportunity to get further in. And I think it will be a very, very big learning experience for you, Georgie, in that respect. I think you can learn a lot from this match in terms of how to combat somebody who's genuinely quite unique at this point in time. And that's really interesting, because I see you as actually a favorite against a lot of the guys in the sport right now. Devon's probably the most problematic for you, I think, right now. I think he's really
yes. I think that he is the most difficult opponent for me than all of the others.
Technically, yes.
I'm not afraid from Vitaly, Hermes. I can play against them all because I know what they will do, you know.
Yes.
Devon is way more dangerous and unpredictable.
I agree.
You can expect everything from him, you know.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But Georgie, like that's the best position to be in, man. Like you're getting to go against the perceived best on the planet right now, and you get to be this wonderful blessing of being an underdog, man. Like everybody expecting you to lose, you know what you're doing and you're training. So I'm trying to send you some positive underdog energy because I'll take that role anytime I can get it, man. The hungry dog runs faster. So good luck. I got to drop, guys. Tom, it was nice seeing you, man.
Bye, Paul. Have a nice day.
We're going to wrap it up here also, guys. One more super chat came in from a man, Tim Massey, Dungeon Master Arm Wrestling. Tim does a lot of work with the Lean Machine, Tom Holland, on his podcast. If you are not subscribed, guys, please get over, sub to the Lean Machine Arm Wrestling channel. Tom just getting things going over there. Some excellent stuff on Tom's channel. You'll see this guy train like a goddamn animal. Also has a live show, usually on a Tuesday night, I believe. Is it Tuesday you go out, mate?
Yeah, Tuesday at 9. Tuesday at 9 o'clock.
Tuesday at 9 o'clock UK time. So it starts about 30 minutes before the standard fixed time on a Sunday. Get over there, Lean Machine Arm Wrestling. Are you active on YouTube yet, Georgie? Have you got anything going on YouTube? Are you doing anything on YouTube?
No, I don't have a YouTube channel. I have only Facebook and Instagram page.
Facebook and Instagram, and we see the pictures on there, mate, leaning up, looking solid, smashing lemons. Let's go. So we are, guys. I want to say, firstly, a massive thank you to everybody who's taken time to tune in tonight. Check out tonight's show, Fix 174. If before you go, you can give us a sub, give us a like, sub to the channel, hit the like button before you leave us. We will be back next Sunday for more here at the Fix. In the interim period, get a big follow on for Acid, Georgi Svetkov. Get over to his Instagram. Give your Instagram a plug, mate, while you're on here. Give us a plug for your Insta.
Georgi Svetkov 88 is my Instagram.
Georgi Svetkov 88. Lean Machine Arm Wrestling is where you'll find Tom Holland. Get over there and check him out also. Guys, we will see you next Sunday night here on The Fix. All the very best to you and your peeps. We'll check you soon. Thank you very much, guys. See you in a bit. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Nice one, mate.